Sean todos bienvenidos a un nuevo video. El día de hoy tenemos para ti una compilación de repaso de 3 historias cortas. Este ejercicio pondrá a prueba tu comprensión ya que solo contarás con el apoyo de los subtítulos en inglés. Te invito a que nos digas en la sección de comentarios cuánto has logrado entender. Sin más preámbulo, comencemos.
Everyone has heard of Thomas Edison, considered one of the greatest inventors of the 19th century, who is credited with over 1,000 inventions. One of his most famous, which has had a positive impact on modern life, is the incandescent light bulb. It is said that Edison's time at school was very brief. One day, while still a child, little Thomas returned home earlier than usual. He met his mother and gave her a note, saying, "Mom, my teacher gave me this paper and told me that only you can read it." His mother took the letter and began to read it. A few seconds later, her eyes filled with tears, and she decided to read it aloud again. The note said, "Mrs. Edison, your son is a genius. This school is too small for him, and we don't have good teachers. Congratulations, but please, teach him yourself." From that moment, his mother, after her daily tasks, dedicated herself to teaching him to read and write properly. She taught him arithmetic and started reading him books that were not typical for a child of his age. When Thomas was 24 years old, his mother passed away. Many years later, while going through some old family things, he found the letter that the teacher had given him at school. He opened it and began to read. To his surprise, he realized that the note said something very different from what his mother had told him at the time. On the paper, it actually said, "Your son is mentally ill, and we cannot allow him to come to school anymore. Take care of him yourself." Edison cried for hours, and when he recovered, he wrote in his diary, "Thomas Edison was a mentally ill child, but thanks to a heroic mother, he became the genius of the century. I am the result of what a great woman wanted to make of me."
I will tell you a story that happened on this earth a long, long time ago, before humans were on this planet. Even before dinosaurs were on this planet. By that time, millions of years ago, only feelings inhabited the earth. There was an island where happiness, sadness, knowledge, and all the others lived, including love. One day, it was announced to the feelings that the island was going to sink. It was inevitable. The island would sink into the deep, vast ocean, so everyone needed to get off it as soon as possible. Thus, all the feelings prepared boats and left into the open sea. Love was the only one who stayed behind. He wanted to stay on the island until it started to sink, and when love was almost sinking, he decided to ask for help. Wealth was passing by in a beautiful boat, and Love said, "Wealth, can you take me with you?" Wealth answered, "No, I can't. There are a lot of gold and silver in my boat. There is no place here for you." Love decided to ask Vanity, who was also passing by. "Vanity, please help me." "I can't help you, Love. You are all wet and can probably damage my boat," Vanity answered. Sadness was close, so Love asked for help. "Sadness, let me go with you." "Oh, Love, I am so sad that I prefer to go alone." Happiness passed by too, but she was so happy that she didn't even see or hear when Love called her. Suddenly Love heard a voice. "Come, Love, I will take you." It was an elder. Love was so happy that he forgot to ask the elder his name, and when they arrived at dry land, the kind stranger continued his journey. So Love turned to Knowledge and asked the name of the elder who had helped him. "It was Time," answered Knowledge. "Time? But why did Time help me?" Love asked. "Because only Time can understand how valuable love is," answered Knowledge. You see, love always finds its way, even in the hardest situations, and often it is time that reveals its true value.
This is the landscape of despair, a place where hope struggles to bloom, where shadows consume the light. And this is Victor, a man haunted by ghosts. Memories of a shattered past, a world stolen by darkness. The camps, the hunger, the faces lost forever. A man who experienced some of the most challenging circumstances imaginable as a prisoner in Nazi concentration camps during the Holocaust. Every day was a fight for survival in places designed to break the human spirit. In this abyss, it seemed like a cruel illusion. Why strive, why hope, when life could be snuffed out like a simple candle? Yet, he found a reason to push forward. His purpose. He found a mission in the midst of what was happening. Each harrowing experience became a lesson that he could later use to help others overcome the same traumas. Driven by a desire to live, to see his family again, and to share his experiences with the world, he chose not to surrender, not to despair. He chose to find the meaning of life in acts of kindness, in shared stories, in the beauty of a simple snowflake. He found meaning in love, in resilience, in the human spirit that refused to be extinguished. This purpose became his source of strength, helping him survive the darkest of times. Victor realized that the meaning of life can be found in every single moment we experience, even in times of suffering and death. This is Viktor Frankl's story. A renowned neurologist, psychiatrist, and professor who walked the halls of the most prestigious universities. He gifted the world with over 20 books translated into numerous languages. A story of darkness and light, of loss and redemption. A story that whispers, even in the harshest winter, spring will always return.
Y esto ha sido todo por hoy. Si te ha gustado la metodología, te invito a compartir el contenido y a dejar tu like. Nos vemos en el próximo video.